Welcome back, guys. Today we're going headfirst into Marvel's Deadpool VR, a full-fledged VR action campaign built exclusively for the MetaQuest 3 and 3S. After spending some time inside Wade Wilson's regenerating body, slicing through arenas, juggling guns, and enduring Mojo's chaotic interdimensional reality show, I've gathered everything you need to know. No spoilers for twists, but I will touch on unlockables and characters. Let's step into the madness and break down why Deadpool VR hits far harder than a simple licensed tie-in. Stepping into Wade Wilson's body hits instantly. The game opens with a momentum-heavy tutorial that throws pistols, katanas, and a crowd of enemies at you to test range and melee combat. It becomes clear very quickly that the design favors constant motion through arenas filled with grapple points, platforming routes, and destructible items. The parkour system fits VR well. You can wall run, double jump, grapple across the map, dive kick enemies, and power slide around corners while never losing flow. The encounters feel engineered around movement, rather than static exchanges of fire. Mojo's framing device creates the backbone of the story. You're portaled out of existence by him, with the lure of absurd profit, so he can turn Deadpool into the centerpiece of a violent interdimensional reality program. Each villain's domain forms a new themed zone built around genre parody and Marvel deep cuts. The Ninja School zone leans into hyper-obvious anime humor, while Omega Red's stronghold plays with Soviet cliches in a way that fits Deadpool's love for mocking everything around him. Each area features tightly built arenas and a straightforward pacing structure, often letting you clear a zone in roughly an hour. The 10-hour campaign never drags. The reality show mechanics matter during gameplay. Every battle ends with a ranked score and a payout of Mojo bucks. Your viewer count rises based on your timing, kills, mobility, and creativity. Comments pop up on the right side of your display and mirror an unhinged live chat reacting to every massacre. Some comments are deliberately edgy in a way that matches Deadpool's humor. And it often feels like an audience is genuinely watching you rip apart villains from across the Marvel universe. Combat carries a fast arcade style, avoiding slow, hyper-realistic interaction. Instead, each weapon behaves responsively and predictably. The game encourages mixing everything on you before shifting to whatever you can steal from an enemy. Pistols reload with a flick, katanas carve cleanly, and rifles or shotguns taken from enemies add a power spike mid-fight. You can throw empty guns to trigger instant reloads, use dive kicks to launch enemies into the air, wall run to flank groups, or grapple up for aerial takedowns. The rhythm stays tight and rewards timing as much as aim. Deadpool's regenerative body becomes a gameplay feature, losing arms mid-combat forces you to improvise with one-handed weapons until the limb regrows. In specific story moments, you lose legs, your head, or your torso, which leads to hilarious segments where you navigate obstacle courses or fight from dislocated perspectives. One standout moment involves racing an antagonist using only a grappling gun because the entire lower half of your body went missing. These sequences add variety without feeling gimmicky. Weapons define your playstyle. You earn Mojo bucks through performance and can spend them in the hub between levels. New pistols, grenade types, and katanas each have distinct perks. Some katanas extend on slash. Others spin back like boomerangs. Some pistols carry tight laser sights or heavy stopping power. Grenades include smoke, fire, sticky explosives, and other effects. None feel overpriced, so experimentation stays constant. Then there's big money time. When the meter fills, you press the left controller's X button to summon a short-duration superweapon. Gambit's exploding cards form the default option and offer high-burst damage, but players can switch to alternatives like Thor's hammer or Star-Lord's element guns. These super weapons increase your Mojo dollar reward if you activate them before clearing an encounter, adding a meta layer of timing and strategy. Enemy variety keeps you reacting. Basic fodder goes down fast, but shield carriers, ranged elites, martial artists, and zone-unique units create layered threat profiles. Some enemies rush you, others coordinate. Boss-level targets use scripted attacks. The gore stays exaggerated with cartoonish dismemberment and chunky giblets flying around arenas. It fits Deadpool's style without trying to mimic realism. The only weak link is boss fights. They lean heavily on quick-time events and heavily scripted sequences that sometimes interrupt VR presence. Time slows. You perform specific moves. And if you're positioned slightly off-center, you might get thrown back to the Quest home screen. It feels like a bug, rather than design intent. Until patched, these moments break pace more than they elevate spectacle. Replayability stands out as one of Deadpool VR's best qualities. Unlocking Lady Deadpool, Deadpool Kid, and other variants changes dialogue, commentary, and flavor throughout the campaign. Lady Deadpool constantly jokes about lines not being re-recorded for her Deadpool Kid adds cowboy slang to every quip. Hidden doors in some zones only open for certain variants, revealing secret levels with unique puzzles or combat challenges. Collectibles include comic covers, weapon skins, concept art, and music tracks. Returning to older zones feels purposeful rather than padded. The humor lands more often than it misses. Meta jokes about VR design, Marvel budgets, ultraviolence, and fandom culture appear constantly. A highlight features Deadpool complaining that he's fighting Ultimo because the developers couldn't afford Ultron. Another involves ongoing commentary about how ridiculous it is to mix Deadpool with certain Marvel villains. It all plays into Wade's personality without forcing him into scenarios that contradict his character. Not everything hits perfectly. Long, unskippable cutscenes slow down replays. If you return to a level to unlock a secret door with a new variant, you'll sit through entire dialogue sequences again. It breaks flow and stands out against the otherwise tight pacing. Performance varies between MetaQuest 3 and 3S. The cel-shaded visuals shine far more on Quest 3 with richer shading, stronger outlines, and cleaner silhouettes, while both maintain smooth frame rates. Quest 3 avoids the washed-out look that sometimes affects 3S. Environments feel dense with neon highlights, animated props, and color-rich destruction. Combat effects, muzzle flashes, and particle bursts pop without overwhelming clarity. Audio features crisp effects and fun musical stings, though loud firefights occasionally overload the headset's hardware, creating brief buzzing or distortion. Voice acting contributes majorly to the experience. Neil Patrick Harris matches the tone of Wade Wilson with startling accuracy and some snark, self-awareness, and chaotic unpredictability into every line. John Leguizamo's mojo adds sleaze and high-energy mania to each of his scenes. Spiral's performance lands softer and doesn't carry the same comedic timing or personality. Comfort settings give players flexibility. Snap turning, comfort blinds, and toned-down effects support newcomers. VR veterans can jump straight into full-intensity movement. Several vehicle shootouts and sequences with heavy visual intensity are skippable if needed. Kidpool mode mutes vulgarity for a younger audience, though it obviously cuts away much of Deadpool's identity. Marvel's Deadpool VR delivers a surprisingly rich single-player campaign filled with fast movement, creative combat systems, unique weapon interactions, and constant comedic energy. The unlockable variants, secret levels, and themed zones turn repeat runs into something rewarding instead of repetitive. While some boss mechanics stumble and unskippable cutscenes slow replays, the core action never loses momentum. With vibrant Quest 3 visuals, sharp voice acting, and a wild reality show structure, Deadpool VR stands tall as one of Meta's most complete superhero VR experiences.